have a look around the perimeter of the house here, because what I want to do before I start cleaning stuff off the porch is just go over some plants quickly, because I really haven't had a chance to go on here because I've been busy doing the insulation and stuff. So the last thing on my mind was to take my concentration off that, and I wanted to get that out of the way first before I came back on and did this. So what do we got here? Let's just look at a general of some of these plants here. Those are very common. Large, those are asters. There's many different kinds of asters. Some things are fruiting now. I'll show you down the road there. Here we got these things here. That's a dead giveaway. See the berries under there? That's false Solomon seal. The true Solomon seals they have the berries on the end of the point, at the tip there. So we got, what else do we have here? In the Juneberry serviceberry family, this shrub here. See the fine teeth on that. This is in the genus. This is in the genus Ribes. So common names for that are currants and gooseberries. Now this is very important with these because they are the host of white pine blister rust, which is something that spreads quite easily. And we actually do have some of that white pine blister rust on the other side of the house. And at some point I'll show it to you. But that's what carries it. So let's go ahead here. Let's go down the driveway. Really interesting. If you look at the fill they put in here, you'll see that it gets seeded in no time flat by nature on its own. Just everything that blows in the area comes down, and I guess whatever else was left in the soil too from wherever it came from would sprout and germinate when it gets enough moisture, water, right? Okay. There we go. Another common plant here. Wild Sarsaparilla. It's got three, usually branches out into three branches. All kinds of bracken fern. Look at the water on that. Large tooth aspen in the poplar family. Very fast growing trees, very fast. Pioneer species, one of the first ones that come back after a fire, or if there's been a disturbance like tornadoes and stuff like that. Devastation. There we go. Look at that little bugger here. It's a little red pine. They're in clusters of 2. Let's have a look here. By clusters of 2. Not too great at using one hand, but you see a little bundle down here, down at the end here. This holds the cluster together, and these are cluster of 2. Very long needles compared to white pine. And mama red pine is probably this one right here. The pink bark. Could very well be, because there's not too many right in this area. And go on the other side of the driveway here. See all kinds of Staghorn Sumac. You see the flowering bodies up there. They're going to be turning into red berries. Two kinds of sumacs, but we don't have the other kind around this area. This is Staghorn Sumac. You can use the berries, but the other kind is actually the poison sumac, which I believe will have the white berries. And from the name implies, you don't want to be eating those. I believe you can use those for teas and stuff like that, drinks. Here's another kind of poplar, which is different than the large tooth poplar. This is called balsam poplar. It's narrow and it's got longer leaves. When it's in its winter condition, before leaves come out, the buds, the stems are very sticky, and they collect that for salve, I believe, for wounds and stuff like that. But look all this stuff up for yourself. White birch right there. This is it's called, not sure on the pronunciation, but it's cinquefoil. Nice yellow flowers. Well, it's C-I-N-Q-U-E, I believe. It's got 5 leaflets here. So that's where that name comes from. But I believe other ones in that family have other numbers than just 5. I believe that's useful for something as well, as I'm sure all kinds of different weeds in here are. How about across the road here again? Let's go over here. These willows. I think there's like 50 different kinds of willows here. Ontario. And this purple stuff. You can see the leaves here. I believe that's in the vetch family. It's another common weed. Another common weed here, Bladder Campions, these are called. Purple flowering raspberry over there. Now I believe from what I hear that the fruits are edible, but they're not very tasty, is my understanding. We got better stuff than that. Where are we? You can see the red raspberries right here. Got some raspberries, which are obviously edible. My understanding too is you can make tea out of the leaves, as long as the fresh leaves or the fully dried leaves. Apparently there's a problem if it's in between that stage, between dry and fresh. And it can make you sick, my understanding. Yeah, there's some more red raspberries here. They got very fine, very, very fine thorns on them. Very fine. They have this bluish hue on them too. You can rub it off with your fingers right on the stem. See that? Rub it right off. Colts Foot, one of the first flowers that comes out in the springtime. Maybe on the other side here. Some more sumac. I'm sure those weeds, whatever that is common. I just can't remember the name of it. Blackberries here, they got the big thorns. And the 5 leaflets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know those when you walk through those. Dogs next door, the neighbors, 2 of them. They like to be very vocal. Something was in there, probably chipmunk. Berries, not ripe yet for the blackberries. Yeah, neighbor came home. He was working all day, so dogs were inside all day. So now they're showing their displeasure. Oh, here's something. Just bear with me with the dogs. So what I did over here is a little different. So these are sumacs here, right? And this is a bedrock. And it's very, very dry area. Extremely dry. Very little soil. But I transplanted some spruce trees, white spruce trees. A whole row of them. Some are hard to see because of all the undergrowth. But I purposely left the sumac over top of it as a nursery tree. A nursing tree or a nursery tree. Because what I wanted to do was keep the moisture in the soil. And what happens is, if you cut everything down, it dries out. And along with that, the new trees will dry out. So I purposely left them there. But now I can probably start cutting back some of the sumacs around it. Give it some more room to grow. Here's a cluster of something. It's very soft wood, soft bark. Basswood. Basswood is the name of this tree. You've got down here ash. These are ash leaflets, ash tree. It's surprising what you can find just along your driveway when you know, it's a whole new world by itself. A number of these I don't know or never used, or I'm sure they're easy enough to look up. Give you enough clues just looking at them. Because I like to use whatever I find here. I'd like to be able to use, right? See the berries here? All edible. Cattails. All the lily pads down in the pond here. Look at these berries. Isn't that a beauty? Wow. It's starting to rain out. Pond level's getting low. That's the overflow, that pipe over there on the end. It's some year we hope they put some kind of solar powered fountain in here. Aerate it some more. It's not a natural pond, it's man-made. Go back here, see if there's something else I've missed. I would say if you have allergies, you'd probably be feeling it right now, because I can smell it. I can smell the spores and stuff in the air. Here is something very, very unusual. Not unusual, like I would say. It's common around here, but unusual in the world, because these are horsetails, and my understanding, there's only like 15 species left in the world of horsetails from the source that I have read, and 10 of those are found in the USA and Canada. And it was apparently, so I've read, is that horsetails were quite common even before the dinosaurs, and they were very numerous. And they've been dying out ever since. Look at these berries here. Aren't they beautiful? Red raspberries. Whew. Makes me want to go and have some raspberry pie. Look at that. Look at that. All that nice raspberries here. Your common milkweed, right? Milkweed all over the place here. Daisies. I'm not sure what these are, but I'm sure they're common again. Maybe if you guys want, you can comment and we'll read it from you. There. Some more fruits. Right there. Mosquitoes are still out in full force at this point in time. Clovers, you've all seen that. soft maple tree here. Got all kinds of rot. There's some old fungus up there in the tree. And it's all hollow. One day it'll probably just blow apart in the wind. Hear all those chipmunks? Lots of those little rodents around. And special mention goes to dandelions. Very unusual. Just kidding. Just so you know. What's over here? Besides that, chipmunk. Some more, what's that there? Some kind of clover again. I don't know if that's bird's foot trefoil or whatever it's called or not. But, it's like strawberries, possible strawberries. Kinds of strawberries, raspberries, little tiny lily of the valleys coming up. Could spend a whole day here and check this stuff out. Grasses. You guys probably know that sedges have are triangular in cross section. I had some sedges down there. They're like more like reeds in cross section. If you cut them, they're triangular. And looks like, I think these are the honeysuckles coming out right there. I didn't show you. Oh, look. More Solomon seals. Yeah, I didn't show you any hazelnut. They're around, but I'll save that for another one. Okay, Rob out.